Hello, everybody, and I just wanted to share my experiences of moving amongst countries, working, and living with others. Should I say sharing property with others? For starters, I do not smoke, and I do not like smokes. So, my first experience after living for quite some time in England was moving to Netherlands. It started off with Facebook. I texted someone in Netherlands, an agency, and they offered me a job in a factory or warehouse. I chose warehouse. So, and as I was sick and tired of living in England, I moved to Netherlands. Yes, with all my belongings. And I soon came to realize that I was lied up on. There was no factory, there was no warehouse. I was put to work in a tomato liquidation. It's a hard, low paid, dirty job with all the Poles, all the Romanians, and I don't speak neither Polish nor Romanian. So it felt pretty awkward amongst them. Shortly after starting to work for that agency, I do not remember the name of the agency. So shortly starting out working for the agency, after work, I killed a rat with my foot because the rat was jumping literally at me in one of their properties. I took a picture of the rat and I sent that picture to the agency, emailed it to them. And guess what? The next day, I was transferred with all my stuff to a nice hotel, which was nice, but still, working in tomato liquidation was not a nice experience. It was actually a horrible experience because I don't speak Polish and I don't speak Romanian. So after about a week and a half of working there, I decided to return to England because I did not like it there. So I returned to England, unfortunately. So after some time, I decided to leave England again. This time to Germany. For Pix Factory. Horrible job. Low paid. Together with all the Russians, all the Latvians, Romanians. Horrible experience. Very horrible experience. Living with all the smokers, drinkers, scumbags, low-life people. Terrifying experience. Then I returned back to England. Then after some time, again, I left for Netherlands. I think that was a factory, the factory, the cheese factory. This time would have been okay, but I didn't like the fact that the agency kept changing shifts every 2 days. So I only lasted there for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. And since I'm having a driving license, I ended up working like a taxi driver, but free of charge, meaning taking people to work and after work dropping them all off, which is sort of another job, but free of charge. You only get paid 40 euros per month for that. So after about, I think, 2 weeks, I realized that this is not gonna work. So on Facebook, I found an ad that somebody was looking for drivers in Germany. I texted them, spoke to them in text messages. So I thought, since I like driving, why not give it a go? And since I had been to Germany before and remember the pigs factory I just told you about, so I decided to give it a go. So I bought ticket for the bus with 2 transfers, if I remember correctly now. So it took me about, something like 30 hours to get from where I was in Netherlands to get to Germany. That journey was horribly and boringly long, but hey ho. So with my heavy suitcase, I got to this town where I was expected to be. I got picked up from bus station, since I was going there by bus, and I was brought to the house where the rest of the guys was living, the drivers of the courier firm, courier business. And the first thing that struck me when I entered the house was a drunk asleep on the chair by the table, and 2 bottles on the table, 2 cheap whiskey bottles on the table. One was empty and the other one was half empty, and himself drunk and asleep, unwashed, unshaved. So yes, So while I was trying to settle in the house, he had woken up and demanded me to get him some more drink, which I refused. Then he gave me the money for the drink and was asking me if I could go for him to the local Lidl, which I did though, for the sake of peace. Got him to drink and tried to settle in the house. So for the next 2 days I was taught how to do the job, to drive, to deliver parcels and everything else, which was fine. But given the fact that we had lived up to Friday, they bought drinks again. Then the violence broke out. They didn't fight each other, the drivers. Instead, they were smashing everything they could smash. So that gave me lots of stress, and I bought a ticket back to England, unfortunately. So I found myself back in England. I was staying over with some acquaintances, which was not actually a nice experience, but hey ho. Then I found through them work for Tesco's, another camp of slaves. They expect too much, way too much. That's why their staff turnover is so high. People just come and go. Then I found a nice ad on Facebook of work in Netherlands. This time an expedition. The pay was alright, ish. 15 or 16 euros an hour. So I went there with my heavy suitcase. And once I've got there, the life there wasn't as good as it was in the pictures sent over to me through WhatsApp. No, the house was dirty, filthy, horrible, with some horrible people in there. So I only lasted there for a week and a half, and ticket back to England, including taxi at night, from there to the airport, cost me around 500 euros. It was one horrible and expensive experience. Yeah, this is my experience. So I would suggest anybody, before moving somewhere, think twice, think triple, think 10 times before making your final decision. Thank you.